In this video, I'll share with you the 4 most important steps that you need to learn to swim effortlessly, like Marianna did. As you'll see, learning how to swim smoothly is hard, but once you've mastered it, it is a skill that is easy to keep for your entire life. On this day, I asked Marianna if she knew how to swim. She said yes. She wasn't lying, but her definition of knowing how to swim was very different from mine. I remember I took 3 videos thinking, someday I'll show you the before and after. Today is that day. A lot of the mistakes she made at the beginning are the most common mistakes people make. So this will help you too if you want to swim smoother and faster. At the end of the video, I'll tell you about a small tweak she made to enjoy swimming more. The first video was taken on July 28, 2018. The first few months, she swam for an hour once a week. She was swimming around 300 to 400 meters in total. She swam 25 meters with frequent stops in 2 minutes. While I show you her transformation, we'll keep track of how many hours in the pool she spent and the meters she swam. Later, you'll know why this is important. Fun fact, I published this video in Spanish first, and some people thought she was faking how bad she swam here. That made us laugh here at Skills and Talents. But Marianna has been appearing in our videos for over 4 years now. So if you're really skeptical, I suggest you watch all of our videos and see the transformation for yourself. For the first few times we went swimming, she couldn't finish a lap without stopping. She was out of breath and she didn't know how to breathe while swimming. This is a very common problem. So step 1 was a lot of breathing exercises while holding onto the wall. It is essential to get used to breathing fast every 2, 3, or 4 strokes. Progress can be slow at first, but things get a lot more interesting after learning this skill. Her breathing improved enough to be able to swim 25 meters. 25 meters in 30 seconds. After swimming those 25 meters, she was very tired. She had to stop and rest each time. Her goal was to swim with less effort and faster. The breathing had to continue to improve, but these exercises were no longer necessary. She had to keep practicing breathing while swimming. At that point, I told her to just think about keeping her ear inside the water, and I let practice itself improve that skill without much feedback. I don't say this enough in our videos, but practice is the tool that unlocks new skills. To unlock new skills, you need to practice. Practice is repetition with intention. Practice is repetition with intention. Her breathing technique kept improving every month just with practice. The second most urgent skill to improve was her legs. Marianna was a 400 hurdles competitor. She used her legs a lot to move faster. In swimming, the legs are very important, but they have to be used in a very specific way. Otherwise, they just create drag. We want the legs to be almost straight to create less resistance. But if they are completely straight without moving, they sink. So we use them to keep our hips and knees up. Once you're a kick expert, you can move very fast just using your legs. Her legs created a lot of resistance, not for the lack of knowledge or understanding. I explained and showed her how it should be done. But as she explained to me, I understand what you're saying and it looks easy when you do it, but it's hard to do. And she's right. One of the things that makes swimming difficult is that our perception of our body changes in the water. If you're not familiar with this environment, you do not feel or see what your extremities are doing. Improving her balance skills in the water was the second step. Toddlers learn balance by trying to walk, falling, and trying again and again. And that's what we did. Lots of kicking exercises, face up, face down, with the pool boy, then simply pushing off the floor and practicing horizontal balance over and over again. Another way to practice balance is with a good push off the wall. It is important to go underwater first and then put both feet in line with your head. We'll have different balance points in the water. For some, it is easier to float horizontally than for others, but even people with the heaviest legs can be very fast swimmers. By then, Marianna could already swim 500 meters without stopping. She has always been a great athlete with a lot of strength and stamina. But swimming is different. Her first 50 meters without stopping was a great achievement for her and for me. We didn't just practice those two skills. Step 3 was working on arm entry with rotation and the underwater pool. At the time, she was swimming for an hour twice a week. She was now swimming 750 meters per session, 1,500 meters in 1 week. We were in no hurry. She didn't have to prepare for a triathlon or to cross a canal. My main concern was keeping things fun. If she was having fun, she was more likely to come back and keep trying. Keeping things fun is such a big concern for us at Skills and Talents that it has become our main competitive advantage as a company. We try to make things fun in our videos, our workouts, our swim camps, our designs, our app, and everything we do. And if Marianna is any indication, at this point, she went from not enjoying swimming at all to wanting to swim more often. In March 2020, I told her that I was concerned that the pool was going to close for a while. A week later, all the swimming pools in our city and all over the world closed. The city's only Olympic-sized pool closed permanently. We didn't have access to a pool for over a year. When some pools started to reopen, we were the first ones to go. Marianna was worried. She thought she had forgotten how to swim, but it is much harder to gain a skill than it is to keep it. While the pools were closed, we got a lot of exercise outside of the pool. We were still in good physical condition, so when she started swimming again, we can see from the videos that she doesn't seem to have lost her hard-earned skills. It is much easier to maintain a skill than it is to earn it. There were still many things to correct, as is the case with any swimmer. But we were having fun. Marianna began to think about doing a triathlon. At this time, she was swimming 3 times a week, 1,200 meters per hour. Her swimming technique continued to improve with the exercises that Skilly gave to her. So my job was just to supervise and give some tips from time to time. After a few months of swimming like this, she asked me if she was ready to join a triathlon team. I told her, yes. Before we finish Marianna's journey, I want to remind you that this is not the only road or the best way to learn to swim faster or with less effort. It all depends on your goals, your body, your skills, and your talents. And very importantly, how much time you have to dedicate to swimming. It also depends on your tolerance for boredom. If Marianna had told me that she wanted to swim more from the beginning, we would have gone 4 or 5 times a week. If she had said that she wanted to swim much faster, we would have focused even more on her kick. And if she had said that she wanted to swim very long distances in open water, we would have focused more on her shoulder strength and her pulling technique. The path depends on the desired destination, but I think we should always try to make it fun. So, step 4 is writing down what you want to accomplish and how many hours a week you can dedicate to practice. The first year, Marianna swam about 19 kilometers in total in those first 365 days. Now, she swims that many kilometers in 2 weeks. She trains all 3 disciplines with her triathlon team. The first sprint triathlon will be in a few weeks. She now swims 25 meters in 20 seconds without much effort. That's a 10-second improvement in just 25 meters. But the biggest difference is how little effort she uses to get across the pool. Swimming well cannot be faked. If you learn how to swim well, it is because you have earned it. And once you've earned it, it takes less effort to maintain it. That's important if you have the same goal as me, to swim forever. If you want to acquire the skills to swim faster or smoother, it will take a lot of effort at first, and then you will enjoy it for the rest of your life without much effort. The things that we're still trying to improve with Marianna are her ankle flexibility, shoulder strength, and early vertical forearm or high elbow. We will do an intense ankle program this month to improve her plantar flexion. Congratulations on reaching the end of the video. You are my favorite type of person. Now, I will tell you the easiest tip that Marianna made to enjoy swimming more. When I invited Marianna to swim, she didn't have goggles, so I lent her a used pair that I had in my bag. They were Swedish goggles. They were made of hard plastic, and not many people liked them. It was a surprise that she had no problem with them, but after a few years, the goggles began scratching and she had more problems with them. As a present, I bought her a much more comfortable pair. She swam with those goggles recently and she said swimming was a bit more fun than before. It took us 3.5 years to correct that detail, but you don't have to wait that long. If you have old or annoying goggles, I think it's a good investment to try new ones. One of our most viewed videos on this channel is of Marianna learning how to flip turn years ago. You can watch it by clicking here. See you there. Swim fast.